Alright, time for session 3. Now, order's going to be a little weird over the coming next week or two, but whatever, we've had more game time available to us. So, what happened in session 3? Well, we're currently still inside the blown up command center. And I totally forgot my book. Alright, I acquired my book. So, we have... let me just get my notes. Wasn't doing too much note taking, surprisingly. But where was I? Yes, we looked outside and guard were disorganized. They're trying to set up some kind of barricade. So we figure they're up to something. So what we do is we tap into their comms, and we find that there are actually Astartes in the base, and they will be launching a counter-assault. Fortunately, we had time to prepare. A 5-man squad of the Paladins Resplendent, so they were actually defending their gene repositories. So we redeploy into some cover and set up some defense positions. Of course, the Black Legionary Decimus and Fernax decided, well, we're just going to stand in the open and fight them in single combat, because, you know, that's what men do. Well, I decided to hide in a corner and be invisible until known, thanks to a cameline cloak. So what happened is, they breached in from 2 separate points, and quickly things devolve into a melee. I managed to snipe one of the Marines whilst trying to get a bead on one of the missile launcher chaps. The Reaper autocannon seems to be very effective against even power armor. There was no sergeant in the team, so it could be elsewhere. And the Paladins Resplendent themselves have a metallic colour scheme with a bronze trim. The icon is 2 crossed swords over a shield. So, you know, they have an interesting look about them. Of course, they weren't painted that way, but, you know, it's not too bad. At least we had minis. Quite a lot of minis, surprisingly. I did bring some additional ones to represent the guardsmen. So, where was I? The lightning claws from our resident Night Lord, Fawkes, seem to do quite a lot of damage if they could hit, mind you. During the melee, I did manage to take out the missile launcher marine with a double tap headshot. Didn't kill him because he was wearing a helmet, but it did knock him over onto the floor, which allowed the Iron Warrior Warpsmith Fernax to land a telling blow with his Parallax. Fortunately, because Parallax is classed as energy weapons, it cooked off all of his ammunition a turn later, which is not exactly good because he's got rockets and missiles on him. Anyway, as I couldn't really get any more targets because pretty much everyone was engaged in combat, I was occasionally taking a peek to the front door because there were guardsmen outside, and well, you know, I did set up some explosives there for my demolition kit as a sort of, if they decide to come through, I can just be like, haha, blip, you fell for my trap. And probably cave in the front entrance as well, to rather good effect. No, what instead decided to break through whilst this melee was going on was a Dreadnought. Now, Dreadnoughts are phenomenally tough. So, yeah. Now, the Dreadnought itself had a frigging assault cannon and power fist, which Thank God it didn't use, but as people were trying to regroup and get patched up, specifically Decimus took some rather nasty hits, although he was throwing down some damage with his power fist when he could hit. They were still being harassed by a tactical marine who still survived, so I managed to take him out and then get into cover behind a nearby pillar, so the dreadnought didn't decide to yeet me with its gun. It didn't yeet me with its gun, however. It just walked up and smashed the pillar to pieces. And, well, it hurt, because I got saturated in rubble, and I didn't dodge it. In fact, I failed my dodge so much that I failed by more than 4 degrees, so I had to roll on the shock table, which its effect was it freezes up, I freeze up, unable to act, and I take tests at a penalty for the rest of the encounter, which sucks. However, I did get thingied in rubble, so because I was frozen, I didn't really move, because I looked kind of dead, because it was just like... Yeah, I mean... Where was I? Which means that when the rest of the Marines were kind of cleared up, we managed to sort of engage the Dreadnought, which its front and side armor is impeccable. So we had to, constantly try and flank it and score some hits with some power weapons. I was trying to get a good amount of shots onto its back, but I couldn't really. So I hit its side armor and did diddly all damage with the autocannon, which was kind of surprising because the autocannon does quite a bit of damage. And it didn't hit anyone, which was good because it would have meant death for them. I mean, who really wants to get hit by a dreadnought with its power fist? Nobody, that's who. Anyway, after several power weapons to the back, Decimus, with his power fist, managed to score the last blow, making the dreadnought explode into pieces, and, well, the day is done. Oh well. I managed to pick myself out of the rubble after that, and we did manage to scavenge a little bit of gear from the fallen Marines. But as I can say that in this session, the encounter was quite well balanced, actually, surprisingly enough. There was a number of elite enemies, and there was a very tough big enemy to fight as well, which kind of came in as we were fighting the smaller enemies. I've been quite tired all day. However, that means I'm also 1 reload down. I've only got 2 left, so it's going to be interesting because I probably won't get a resupply for a while. Really, it was just entirely a combat encounter. We would probably be resolving the third part of this fight next, against the guard and some armoured elements. Can't really get the rocket launcher because it's down. And I just have bolters for the most part. Means we need to regroup and analyse the best form of attack. Which also meant there wasn't too much character work either, surprisingly enough. I wish I could say more about that. I guess I'll leave it till next time, and I'm sure we can find some more stuff to do. Well, we've got the Baneblade fight, maybe. Depends if we can get crude. Depends if we can do something to stop it. Then we'll take the firebase. Excuse me. I am really tired today. Anyway, I think I'll close it off here. See you the next time. Still got more Project Vigil to do. You should really watch that. I put a lot of work in. and I've been trying to do more Pathfinder. Cataclysm, I think I've burnt out a bit on it. My fault, really. My fault. But we'll see where we go with that. I am looking for a new game to play, new game to start up. I'm not too sure on what to do. Maybe something a little different. I don't know. I do sometimes think to myself, what kind of other content can I do? What do people want? Put the vote to the people, if you will. Maybe not in those terms. But I'll see you.